What's up, welcome back to Nowstalgia. Dave here with a review of Kai's fourth mini album, fourth EP, Wait on Me. Kai, of course, one of the most famous and well-established soloists from EXO, has returned from his military service with his latest solo project. And Kai's last time around, a little over 2 years ago in 2023, was Rover, which was the biggest hit of his solo career, one of the biggest K-pop songs of 2023 straight up. So of course there was a lot of anticipation for his return, Wait on Me, as Kai and most of EXO really enter, or I guess continue at this point, their second act as a group and as entertainers, with the group obviously well past its 10-year anniversary at this point. I was quite let down by Kai's fourth mini album, Wait on Me. This album is very moody and vibey, but also is vocally very understated and also uninteresting, unspectacular melodically. Kai was clearly going for something more smooth and more emotional, but it doesn't really get super deep on any of those emotions. So to me, it just comes across as a bit blah. There's nothing as big or flashy as Rover from his last project, and there's nothing truly transcendent about any of the more moody, understated stuff on this project. So I just don't find a lot of this super revisitable. And in general, I just find most of these choruses pretty poor, pretty average at best. I mean, there's just really nothing that's super sticky about this project. I think the title track, Wait on Me in particular, has a pretty weak hook with a mad chorus, and even Kai's singing, I mean, I feel like sometimes the vocal mix is just a bit off. He just doesn't really pop on his own music this time around. And with the track Wait on Me, at least you get a little bit of like some interesting vocal range on verse 2, but like he's so restrained and reined in on most of this project. Walls Don't Talk, probably one of the better songs here. I think the beat's pretty solid with that bass drum, kind of like a vibey, like night ride type song. The kind of spoken outro though is like super quiet. I don't know. This is another one that's like, it's fine, but like it doesn't really grab you too much. Pressure, I thought the production was a bit stronger, kind of like that island vibe. I like the way the beat drops going into the outro. I think the hook is okay, but again, nothing special to me. Ridin', I think this is probably the most egregious of the songs when it comes to the vocal mix. Kai is simply just too quiet on this song. It just doesn't grab you. He doesn't stand out on this one. Off and Away, I thought this one was fine. The fast tempo drums are nice. The chimes, a nice touch specifically. It's okay. Adult Swim, this was, I believe, the lead single, the pre-release single. And this one's fine. I think the vocals are probably the strongest on all the tracks on this one, at least. But still, it's pretty understated. It's still pretty quiet, all things considered. And then, Flight to Paris, again, more of the same. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was expecting something different, I guess. Clearly this was his intention, to do something a bit more somber, a bit quieter. But like, if you're going to do something like that, I think the vocal melodies need to be there, and they just weren't this time around. So like, even if some of these beats are fine, solid foundation, there's just really nothing else interesting about the songs, whether it's the structures or the way the vocals are presented. So yeah, pretty disappointed in this one. There's been a lot of good solos this year with K-pop. We've talked about a bunch of them recently, but this is not on that level at all. This is certainly towards the bottom of what I've heard so far this year, unfortunately. Let me know what you think of Kai's fourth mini album, Wait on Me. Did you like it more than me? If so, please let me know why. And for more music reviews, more K-pop reviews, subscribe. And I'll see you next time.